This is a quick short from Pro 16 Plus. We were asked a few questions about allocation toolkits in connection with the allocation process. So this is just a quick look at what an allocation toolkit looks like. It will be in your Document Exchange secure access area and you download it. The front page is just a set of information which basically tells you what the other sections are. So if you go to the tabs at the bottom, funding elements, on this test version I've got here, this actually tells you the breakdown of how your funding is calculated and is the basis of your funding statement. So this tells you an awful lot about the way that ESFA see your sixth form in terms of funding. We can normally tell within 2 or 3 minutes if everything is okay with an allocation toolkit simply by looking at that. We don't stop there though, we dive into what the program looks like, and this breaks down what each one of your learners has been doing and how that impacts across the funding, the various headings. So we use a series of pivot tables to identify which learners may not be generating the maximum funding. Similar here, this runs through every aim that the learner that's on the toolkit has been engaged in, so it tells us a little more about the process and helps us to track down any issues. And the final section, which is important, is the lagged numbers, and this relates to the number of students that you recruited last September and were included in the October census return. And from all that information, ESFA then generate your actual allocation statement. You have to check this information very, very closely because you could have made errors, ESFA could have errors, there could be issues in the way that things have uploaded, and it may necessitate a business case. To have a business case, it has to have a 5% impact on your total funding. And actually, this is going to be the last year where you get all of the errors in a business case back. In future, you are going to have to stand the threshold before you arrive at a business case. So currently that's 5%. So if your threshold was £80,000 and you had a £100,000 business case, this year you'd get the £100,000 back. Next year you'd actually only get 20,000 back. So it's becoming more and more important that you review the census, you review the collect reports, and you actually ensure that you review this allocation toolkit to make sure that the funding is correct. We're going to be busy the next few weeks looking at toolkits and checking them against statements.